Bapanada everyone! Today I am joined by none other than the legend himself, Mythreel, to actually take a look at today's topic. Is Void gonna be in Silksong? There's no jumping around the bush today. I'll just simply jump right into explaining how this will go down today. Mythreel and I will take turns with the different sections, namely Void in Hollow Knight, how Void could affect Silksong, and things that could hint at Void being in Silksong. And finally, we'll both voice our own opinion regarding this discussion. Also, salt. Take this with lots of salt. Like the amount Scott Falco uses in all videos of his Side of Salt series combined. And you're all invited to lend us your own thoughts in the comments. As long as you don't think Hornet is Void, there's no place for these people here. To all of you I say, go outside without a mask, and once you get corona, we will see how your screen transitions will save you then. Hornet is Void fucking butt frick shit.
Void is an important and powerful part of Hollow Knight. It's the reason the whole game exists. It had so many uses and an interesting backstory. First, it was worshipped by some bugs who we only see remnants of. After the whole Radiance shenanigan about controlling a bug's mind, the Pale King was forced to use Void to contain the Radiance. He also created the King's Molds and the Wings Molds to protect his palace, or to kill you at the end of the Path of Pain. I'm not quite sure yet. Then our little knight came along and showed us how powerful Void can be by unifying it using the Void Heart. Void is a very powerful substance, demonstrated by the Shade Lord and how it completely destroyed the Radiance in the Embrace the Void ending. It seems that Team Cherry still wants to work with Void, proven to us by the cliffhanger in Hollow Knight. The Shade Lord is now out and about in Hallownest with free reign over everything. Now this begs the question, could we see Void in Silksong?
Now I, Schnitzelman, shall take over again. Both Mythreel and I are radical sequelists, meaning that we believe that Silksong is a canonical sequel and not a prequel. More on this in this stream featuring me and Mythreel among many other people, as well as in my in-depth analysis if Silksong is a sequel or prequel. However, I will still take a look at how Void could affect Silksong if it were a prequel, since in my opinion it would be easier to implement into a prequel. Remember, Void is a substance with ancient origin. While it seeped into the rest of Hallownest from the Abyss, it is actually not clear if it originates from there. Silksong could have a twist in it if it were a prequel, and actually give us more backstory on the lore and origin of the Void. It wouldn't necessarily have to be one of the main villains, but maybe a being we encounter with the goal to grow bigger, although there would be a few problems timeline-wise. So rather than it being an NPC or something similar, there would rather just be hints of the Void's origin in Fallen because it went from Fallen to Hallownest. However, that wouldn't make a lot of sense, as the Void's goal appears to gain power and conquer anything. There's no apparent reason why Void would leave Falun and not just conquer it first. But it could be in both kingdoms, as parts of it could have gone to Hallownest and could have gotten power faster due to it being supported in a way by the ancient civilization and the Pale King. However, that is all if Silksong is a prequel, which it ain't. Probably. So I just wasted your time for 1 or 2 minutes. Probably. If Silksong is a sequel though, things will be different. I'm talking endings, or rather, some endings. By that I mean that only certain endings would lead to Void being able to get to Falun in the first place, namely the Embrace the Void ending and the Godmaster ending in which the delicate flower is not brought to the Godseeker. Then the Void could affect Silksong, namely in its endings, or rather, to be less specific, in the late game. If the Shade Lord, aka the Knight, with the unified Void, meets Hornet, what would happen? Would the Knight attack, or could the Knight's memories of Hornet change his will? We all know he is not entirely hollow, as is pointed out by many bugs in the original Hollow Knight. This would be a really interesting dilemma, I think. But for now, I'll hand it over to Mythreel for the next section and then return with my final thoughts.
There isn't much hinting at Void in Silksong. Actually, really, there's nothing pointing to Void being in Silksong. The video's over. Okay, see you guys. Okay, I wish it was that easy. But there is one big indicator that proves that Void might be in Silksong. It's Mr. Pencil Sharpener Nose, referred to as Sharp, who seems to be correlated with Void. In Hollow Knight, we have Stizzl Jin, a character with little to no value other than being adorable. After collecting the Void Heart and unifying Void, going back to Jin, she says that the knight is similar to her masters. We could say that Sharp is one of her masters. Jin is very similar to the design of one of the assassins seen in the Silksong trailer. Not only that, but Sharp was originally going to be in Hollow Knight, but was later cut for not fitting in. It isn't far off to say that Sharp and Jin were connected in some way. Now that Sharp is in Silksong, could he have brought Void with him? So, what do I believe? I believe Void won't be in Silksong. Team Cherry doesn't seem like the type to rehash content, unless we take into account the the Caravan. We also have two powerful forces in Silksong already, which are obviously Silk and Song. If Void is to make it into Silksong, it would play a minimal role, possibly just getting a small reference.
The Schnitzel has returned once again. Is this all possible, or rather, how likely is it? Well, I'm a bit conflicted, I'd say. I think the chance of us seeing Void in Silksong is around 25%. There are multiple reasons for that. I think Void could be included into a prequel more easily. However, well, I just don't think that Silksong is a prequel, and if Silksong is a sequel, it would be a lot harder to include, in my opinion. And the most important question is, would Team Cherry want to include it? They always want to innovate, but giving us more info about an interesting topic would also be really nice. Team Cherry could implement Void into Silksong in an interesting way, but I won't complain if they don't include it, as we will get excellent lore either way. That's it for today, my schnitzels. Please go visit Mythreel's channel and give him some love, and thanks for joining me today, Mythreel. I got the Q&A video coming up next, and afterwards I have a big video planned and 2 other collaborations as well, so stay tuned. Join the Discord, Twitter, Patreon and or subreddit. And please leave your opinions in the comments, and farewell, my fellow higher beings.